Everything's looking pretty good out here. That little Norway maple, pretty sure it's a Norway maple, that I brought in the other day, I guess 3 days ago. It's still in my little indoor grow tent, and the buds haven't broken yet, so it's been in there 3 days. So I figure, maybe in a couple days the buds will break and I'll get to repot it. So in the meantime, I'll bring in probably another 1 tree per day, as long as they're not budding out here, to try and speed things along. Or 1 tree every other day, I'd rather them go through the natural process outside, but I do want to get a jump on my repotting. So I don't know, there's a whole bunch of things that I need to repot. I'm probably gonna try and repot more or less this whole table, and also a bunch of the other trees I have over behind me. Now a whole bunch of them are, have roots growing all over the top, so this is probably the next priority actually, this little maple here. I need to sort out those roots. Yeah, I'll do that, and then next I'll probably grab this gray wood, not gray wood, dogwood, bring it inside. It's a gray dogwood, I think. Yeah, you can see all the roots coming out everywhere on that surface. I think it's been in this pot 2 years now. It was the first thing I potted into one of these plastic training pots. So in a couple days I'll bring that in. But for now I'll bring this one in and keep an eye on those buds. As soon as they start to burst open, it's repot time. Okay, April 5th today. This is day 2 of trying to repot at least 1 tree every day until either I've repotted all my trees or I run out of time and they all start growing. Bit of a neighborhood radio going on today. Bunch of neighborhood noise. That's okay. Yeah, this should be a fairly quick one. This is another Norway maple, I believe. Probably one of the ones I got from my old house. This might be, one of the first little maple seedlings that I collected and started growing. Maybe I've done some root work on this one before also, like the last one I worked on. So yeah, definitely gonna have to cut some roots off. There's not a lot of soil in here, so there's not gonna be a whole ton of roots. I mean, overall, but this thing is pretty packed. Okay, not too bad. I'm gonna put it back in the same pot. I'm just training the roots. I want to keep this tree fairly small and compact over time, at least for now anyways. One of these will grow off as the new leader, probably this one coming up that way. Okay, so I'll take that screen out of there, and I probably won't use one this time. I don't really use these much anymore, unless I really have to. Yeah, okay, the roots have actually grown through it right there, so I'll just make a little cut here. Won't be able to save those roots anyways. Again, this is pretty wet soil I'm working with here, but there's less roots than the one I did yesterday, so it comes out a little easier. Oh wow. Okay, maybe I've Never repotted this one. Yeah, maybe this is one of the ones I planted a bunch of seeds in my old place. Most of them ended up dying because I didn't really know what I was doing, but you can see this soil's fairly broken down. This is probably back when I was just using perlite and organic mix. I didn't really sift out the fine stuff either, so I think that's what this is. Anyway, you can see there's a huge taproot on this thing that just wraps around the pot, so I'm going to cut off as much of that as I can, and then get it on its way to a decent radial root system in the future. Oops. Okay, let's clean that off. Kind of a East Coast vibe, East Coast Canada anyways. So I'll be able to use all these roots up here. You know, originally I was thinking about cutting off this kind of bigger one, but I should probably just keep everything above this point right here, and then I can cut all of the wrapping part off and at least keep this part really straight. There's another nice root there I can use. Okay, so that's not too bad actually. When I first saw how big that taproot was wrapping around, I thought it wouldn't be good, but this is okay. Just clean it a little bit more because I got to use my good pruners. To make the big cuts. Okay, so I'll just chop it right there. Nice flat cut. Flat-ish. These pruners are kind of dull right now actually. I should sharpen them up. Okay, so I've got a bunch of decent roots to work with here. I think they're all growing fairly radially too, so that's actually really awesome. Okay, maybe I can actually take off this big one after all. Yeah. Keep doing that when I go to get up. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of this big one here. Just use the scissors for that. I think that'll be fine. There is a smaller one growing out there, but these ones are kind of high actually. Maybe I'll just get rid of all that. The root plane can be lower for now. This one's thick and growing off at a weird angle. Get rid of that one too. Sorry about the screaming. I think there's a bunch of kids over there too. Okay, I can get rid of this. That's fine. So I just need to turn the edges enough so that it fits in the pot properly. It's a pretty small pot, so I can get rid of quite a bit of that. Okay, I think that's good. It's a fairly thick trunk down there, and it tapers decently enough. These buds up here should pop open and start growing soon. I'm gonna keep this one I think I'll keep it inside for another week, because there's a couple nights that'll have some freezing temperatures, and then I don't know if this will start to bud out right away, but yeah, if it does, I don't want anything freezing outside. So as always, I just use a little bit of that at the bottom of the pot. Oops, I forgot I was gonna reuse some soil on the bottom, but too late for that. That's pretty good. I always end up twisting the pot, even though it's sitting on a turntable, which apparently collects the water, kind of like a basin. Interesting. Okay, well, that's it for this little maple. I guess this is Norway maple number 2. I'll just number them as I do them, as I repot them here, and then keep those numbers moving forward until I give them new names, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers. Because I always forget to show the roots. That's what came off.